Wall Street Memes Casino,
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.
This is Kugan Cassius for IFLTV. It's been a while. Delighted to be joined by. Are you distracted? Got something else to do?
No, I just need to give this lady something. Give me 1 minute.
Go on. Johnny Nelson interacting with a fan right now here at Box Park in Croydon. Don't know what's going on, but yeah, Johnny Nelson's tensing up for a picture right now, signing something, and he's back.
Sorry.
Just saying, you were talking to a fan there.
No, yeah, I was doing something for the community, that's all. So
You do fuck all for your community.
your language is very challenging. Man,
What do you do for your community? Go on.
what?
What do you do for your community?
Lift everybody. There's a Latin saying, enjoy the success of others. You lift everybody. If you're there, make everybody eat. That's what I do for my community.
What do you physically lose out of your bank account every month for your community?
What?
Exactly.
What?
You should go back to Zamunda. You should go back to Zamunda, right? And grease everyone's palms.
Wow. That's racialist, man.
You are from Zamunda. You are a patron of Zamunda. Go back, grease everyone's palms.
Let's talk business. You're being childish. Man.
The taxman probably watches IFL, so anyway. Johnny, how are you first of all?
I'm good, thanks. I'm good. I've not seen you forever and a day, as per usual. I saw you outside smoking your woodbine. You need to stop that thing, man. That cough didn't sound good.
You're not my mother and you're not God, so shut up.
Right, no problem. But you need to stop it.
Anyway,
You smell like weed.
definitely not. Take that back.
All right. Done.
Johnny, huge fight obviously at Selhurst Park this week. Do you know who you're going for?
It's a tough one. Shall I tell you why?
It really is a tough one.
Because both of them are really nice guys. I've seen the growth of, I've been probably a lot closer to the growth of Richard, and I think Richard needs his opportunity to shine and say, I've done it. Chris got his opportunity first and done it. I love going to Bournemouth. I love the fan base that Chris has created down there in Bournemouth, and I think that's really good. And I want to go back there again. But to go back there again, Chris has got to win. For Richard, I think Richard he's the one that hasn't proved himself, whereas Chris has. Now these two fought each other 5 years ago. Chris, both fighters have been in, you know, they've had a career since then. But I think Chris, the pressure's more on Richard now because he has to be prepared to dig deep, go to the well. Chris showed he did that against Lawrence Okola. You know, the guy, one of the most unorthodox fighters out there, and he has to take a shellacking to go there. I've never seen Richard in that situation, but it doesn't mean he can't do it. It means I've just not seen him do it.
I think one thing we can agree on, that this is going to be a totally different fight from when these two guys first met, which has been a few years now.
Yeah, without a doubt. Both fighters have matured massively. Chris still questions the decision in that fight. He thinks he won that fight. You want to forget about the last fight. I know Richard can go in there with the confidence to say, I've done it once, I'll do it again. Chris, as champion, he's going in there with a challenger's mentality to say, I'm going to show you. He's not complacent. His belly's not full thinking I've done this. So, honestly, I think this fight will be a hell of a lot better than the last fight. I think if it goes the distance, I would lean more toward Chris if it goes the distance. If it's inside, I'd lean more towards Richard because Richard's had the punch power, and the reason why I'd lean more toward Chris in regards to it going the distance because Chris has proved he can go through the flames of hell, you know, get hit, you know, be shattered and everything, and still get to the end with his fight against Lawrence Okola. Richard's not shown us yet, but I'd probably lean towards Richard's punch power shining through once he let those hands go.
What do you know about Riakphore and Madonna?
What do you mean?
What do I mean? I'm going to ask Richard the same question when I see him, but what do you know about the situation?
What are you asking me?
What do you know about it?
I know nothing.
My guy. Never rat out his friends, ever. All right, I'll leave that question for Riakphore, but interesting.
Doing that shit, man.
I'm not doing that. It's fucking all over social media. I'm just asking, what do you know about it?
Yeah, go on now. Don't know what we're talking about.
What can you tell us about you and Aretha Franklin?
You know what?
Back
Let
in
me
the
just tell
day.
you. Richard gets a hard time from his woman because of Madonna. Look, Madonna's older than me. You know what I mean? Like, Richard ain't doing nothing. She just took advantage of a handsome young fellow and took a picture with him, and that was it. But I know it's Madonna, but in reality, come on, man, it's Madonna. Look.
Madonna's
Madonna
an
don't look like
absolute
Madonna.
legend of the
Let me be
music game.
respectful. Madonna don't look like Madonna used to look like.
You don't look like how you used to look like.
All right, but
You look better.
All right, well, you know what I mean. So listen, that association's nice, but come, you're throwing the boy under the bus because when his woman sees it, it's like, where's everybody connecting you with Madonna? He ain't done nothing. He went backstage, had a picture taken. She liked him. That's it. We're always one person away from knowing someone famous, aren't we?
Okay, we can leave that one there. What do you think about this proposed takeover league? Turkey, again, these are reports. We don't know kind of where this is in terms of how advanced it is, but Turkey wanted to buy out all the major promoters to make it into one section. Good?
Very good. Because unfortunately, our sport, and I've always complained about forever and a day, we shoot ourselves in the foot with politics, with greedy promoters, decision making. A doesn't fight B, B doesn't fight C, and we shoot ourselves in the foot. You go in the street at one point, you go to almost anybody and say, who's the heavyweight champion in the world? Ask that question now, because there's so many different governing bodies. People are like, they're confused, they don't know, they just lose interest. So if they're creating one league to make everybody bang their heads together and work together, it's good for our sport. So it's a good thing. Now the appetite, as long as that appetite stays there, because without that kind of money, without that kind of input, without that kind of infrastructure, this will fall on its arse. So you've got someone that's bigger than all the promoters, that got more money than all the promoters to say, this is what we're doing. So as long as he's around, it'll happen. But what happens when he's not around? And that's the problem. I think it's a great idea. Listen, I love the 5v5, and I think at first I was very sceptical about the Saudi situation, and in regards to, I don't know, I just didn't quite understand, would he be able to get the likes of Frank and Eddie working together? But he did. You know, would he manage to get all these promoters under one roof? Because I've seen our sport be so stupid over the years. But he did. Money talks. And so as far as I'm concerned, you know, I think it's a good thing. I think it is a good thing. So the governing bodies need to worry. Because if they don't want to play ball, they can say, all right, then, any fighter that wants to adhere to our Premier League of boxing, you can't have anything to do with WBC, WBA, WBO. And that's when the other governing bodies have got to get their shit in order.
Get in! Don't start checking my watch. Mike Goodall. Who's older out of you two?
Who's what?
Who's older out of you two? Because we can't tell. That's believable. He looks a lot younger than you.
Separated at birth.
Yeah.
I actually remember introducing him on his first professional fight.
How many people were there?
Quite a few, actually.
Yes! They left
It was
quickly, though.
it was a dinner show and they couldn't escape.
It's actually
Dinner show.
And I introduced him a few times in prison as well, and he couldn't escape from there. Right?
I got history. He knows.
Oh, in prison?
What, you don't understand.
No.
He knows. He did exhibitions in
No,
prison.
when he was fighting with Brendan used to do prison things, and Johnny and Naz and Errol, and I used to have to take the ring. We used to go into the prisons.
History, mate. You
And-
don't
What
understand.
were you in prison for?
No, we went into spar with
We
the
just
prisoners.
went in.
Oh, right.
We went into
Did you
entertain
fight
the
James Scott?
prisoners.
Huh?
Fight James Scott?
Who's that?
James Scott?
Don't know who it is.
Oh, you need to learn your history.
Okay, no problem.
Google James Scott and about how we change the prison game.
Okay, I will do. Now.
No, not now. Mike, thank you very much for your time.
No problem. We
Right.
used to have some fun in it, though, didn't we, John?
He knows.
What, in prison?
He knows where the bodies are buried. He knows.
The public. Try and hit them.
So let me tell you something.
Brendan used to tell them, they get the public in the ring, the one thing you cannot do is hit them.
Hit them back.
Hit
That's
them
what he
back.
said. So anybody,
And he
all
used
shapes and sizes, he say, if you get hit, if you get hit, whose fault is it? Our fault, Bren. And he'd say, this is the only time you can hit a black man in the street and not get arrested. Get him! And we'd have to dodge, weave and everything. That's the way to learn defence. He knew. He
I
saw
mean,
it.
this is a separate interview. I like it.
Great days, weren't they? Hey, oh,
Good days.
tell you so many stories about that.
Good days.
You just to say, no, I ain't even going to mention what you just said. Right, last one before I let you go.
They can't get rid of him. What are you doing?
He's just a legend. Legend. He should have an MBE, not you.
He knows my shit. So when you look at me and I'm a smiling, handsome fellow, you don't understand I've got depth, Rasta.
Johnny, last one, December 21st. In your opinion,
It's not gonna happen.
what?
It's not gonna happen. You're all about Tyson Fury and Usyk.
What the fuck are you talking about? It's not going to happen. All right, go on. Let's explain Johnny's wacky theory why this fight don't happen on December 21st.
So recently we've seen Tyson Fury walking out pissed as a fart. And it's not the first time it's happened, it's not the last time it'll happen.
Oh, hold on. A man goes into a pub and has a drink and gets a bit drunk.
Wait,
Fucking hell,
wait,
Johnny.
hold on.
Okay.
So it's not the first time.
Oh my God, hang him already.
No, I'm not hanging him because everybody's allowed to do that. This guy's a former champion of the world. This guy's like been there and top of the world. I said to you after the fight against Usyk, his brain will be fried. I've said to you after the fight against Usyk, he'll watch it and watch it and watch it. He'll be thinking, and everybody around him saying, yeah, definitely on December 21st, it's happening. And he'll say, oh, I'm telling you now, his head is fried. His head is fried. And I think I couldn't have trained any better, any harder than I did for that fight. Will I be able to beat this man again? So remember all the things he said about Usyk, before the fight, all the history quoted about our sport. Now his reality has changed. I was thinking, how did that Luton, little gap teeth, jumped up middleweight? How did he do that to me? Now, so for Tyson, slowly but surely the realization is going to kick in. And he's a very wealthy man, and that has been unbelievably successful man. But I'm telling you now, he'll not want to go back to that well again. And the last good performance against Tyson Fury, I actually said it was his last fight against Wilder. It wasn't. It was the first fight against Wilder. That was the last good performance. And yeah, I got a lot of stick saying, you know what, his legs have gone when he boxed Ngannou. I got a lot of stick for that. But you know what, maybe it's more truth told than jest. Because you told me when was the last time we got a stellar performance of Tyson Fury.
Why are you discounting the next two performances against Deontay Wilder?
Pardon?
Why are you discounting?
Because I think he boxed better in the first performance
Okay.
against Deontay Wilder.
But you're saying performance 2 and 3 were what then?
Not as good as the first one. They were good. They still beat him. Why? Yeah, you still beat him. This man had been a life for what he did to him. I still rate the wins against Deontay Wilder, but I'm just saying this is how much better than Wilder was. After coming in the first fight, dealing with, you look at the fight, you tell me which one was the best fight out of all three of them. The first one was. I'm not saying he was gone. What I'm saying is his best stellar performance was against Wilder in the first fight. I'm not discounting the fights after that.
So why doesn't the fight happen on December 21st?
Tyson Fury,
What will happen then? What, he'll pull out? What?
As long as Alexander Usyk is fighting at heavyweight, Tyson Fury will not fight again. If Alexander Usyk, like he's playing, saying, I'm going to go to Hollywood, I'm going to step down to cruiserweight, thinking, oh, you aren't you? That's the only way. As long as he's there, Tyson Fury, in his head, thinking, I can't have that happen to me again.
So you're saying that what will effectively happen is that Tyson Fury will pull out the fight between now and December?
Yep. Yeah, you can smirk and smile. But yes, my brother.
Buddy McGirt.
You can laugh and smile and joke. Let's have this conversation then when it doesn't happen. And you come out with your foolish excuse. Oh no, it's funds, it's X, Y, this. It's not gonna happen. Save this.
I will save it, but can I just say something here? Injuries happen, you know they happen, right? I'm just saying to you, they do happen. So if there is a point where there is an injury, you're not going to come back and go, oh, I told you so. But you just think...
No, I said he won't fight him. He won't fight him. He'll either retire or he won't be fighting him.
You don't think it'll be anything to do with an injury?
For him not to fight him?
If an injury happens, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, forget injury. He ain't going to fight him. It's done. You're Tyson Fury. If you went in there and you... Okay, look at Ricky Hatton. Ricky Hatton, he did everything wrong, but got all the right results for his career. He'd blow up in between fights, he'd go out on the piss, and then the back end of his career, he thought, you know what, I'm going to do it all right now. I'm in brilliant condition. I'm right now, but it's too late. He's rinsed his body too much. He's rinsed his body too much.
You're talking about the gap between Pacquiao and Sinchenko.
Hold on. So what I'm saying to you is now, Tyson Fury now wants it more than the game wants him. Got himself in brilliant condition and still got teared up. Why do people not like it when you just speak your truth?
Yeah, but that's your opinion, not the truth, isn't it?
All right, look, just answer me this then. What can Tyson Fury do different? Hold on. Did you think he won?
I was going to ask you, my actual question,
Did you think he won?
My question,
Did you think he won?
my question to you, hold on a minute, hold on. My question to you actually was going to be, what does Tyson Fury need to do to beat Alexander Usyk in the rematch? That was going to be my question.
Get Dominic King in his corner. Shall I tell you why? Because Dominic King will take no bullshit from it. This is what we're doing. Don't you tell him what you're doing. You're doing this. He doesn't want someone in the corner that's telling him what he's doing. Or we're doing this. He needs somebody in the corner that tells him we're doing this. If we're not doing it, get out. Get Dominic King in the corner.
I'm back. One more. I've actually got one more. I know you got to go because you've got to work on Sky. That's an interesting take. I'm just going to say that.
Basically means don't. He's surrounded by yes men. He's surrounded. When you stop listening and stop learning, you stop developing. When you're in Tyson Fury's position and people are getting paid off the back of you, they're not going to say anything to get themselves the sack. They're going to want to keep the job. Yes, massa. No, massa. That's what they're going to do. That's going to happen. What I'm telling you is this. He needs someone in his corner that's willing to lose his job rather than him not doing as he's told.
All right, well, look, if that is the case, I will come back to you nearer the time and say, all right, Johnny, fair enough. You made a mad, wild prediction back in fucking June.
I don't want tapping on the shoulder. You asking me my truth, what I think.
It sounds like you want that to happen.
No, it doesn't.
That's what it sounds like.
No, it sounds like you want me to say what everybody else says.
No, I don't, because I know you don't do that.
If you ask me a question, I'm giving you
I don't want you to say what you think that everyone else says. I feel like you almost want that to happen the way you said it.
But what else can I say? I'm not going to make something up. I can't say anything else. That's what I think. I'm saying what I think. So that's why you asked me the question.
Absolutely. You're entitled to your opinion. That's why we love you, Johnny. People can agree or not agree.
Oh, they're going to disagree.
Johnny, one more. September 21st, strongly rumoured for AJ to fight Daniel Dubois. We all know this. Daniel Dubois has kind of put himself back in the mix where this fight now is a bit interesting.
Yeah, it is. I think Daniel Dubois is growing rapidly in front of the eyes of the public. His heart's been questioned, his desire's been questioned. Don Charles is such an underrated trainer. Look how he's matured, this young man, as a fighter coming through. He's getting in with AJ. AJ's too seasoned, too smart, too sharp, too on it. I think AJ will do him. Hopefully that won't be the end of him. I think hopefully he'll stick around. But I think AJ-Dubois, I'm going AJ. I think he's earned his stripes, and I'd expect him to deal with Daniel Dubois.
Wardley Clark rematch could be on the bill as well.
Good fight, and that's a hard one. So 50-50, because both fighters, they had to dig deep and find out something else about themselves that they didn't know existed. Wardley, the more experienced professional, winning then against Clark, the more experienced amateur fighter coming through. So I'm curious, but it'll be interesting.
Johnny, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much. What?
I've just seen you wink at that woman. Who's that woman?
It's Marnie.
Your woman?
Marnie, yeah.
Okay, no problem.
Johnny Nelson, thank you very much for talking to IFLTV, and we're going to tell you again soon.
Get off there.
Wall Street Memes Casino.
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.